there are two simple truths about the state of Victoria that you need to understand. The first is that Victoria deserves a lot better than the Labor Party. The second is that the Victorian Liberal Party deserves a lot better than John Pesutto. And until the second is fixed, well, the first won't be addressed. Liberal leader John Pesutto looked like a lame duck after Friday's emergency meeting of MPs, at which he cast the deciding vote to keep Moira Deeming out of the party room. But in the space of just 2 days, he managed to transform himself from a lame duck into a circus clown. That's quite the achievement. After Friday's party room meeting, Pesutto had this to say about the Moira Deeming affair.
This concludes the matter of the membership or otherwise of the parliamentary party. No, I think the matter has been bookended today. And today marks a bookend to this discussion.
But just 48 hours later, well, he performed a backflip that would have made Nadia Comaneci blush. Suddenly, the Moira Deeming issue had not been bookended at all. And Deeming, the woman he'd defamed as a Nazi sympathiser and expelled from the party room, well, she needed to be readmitted. He issued a statement yesterday that read, and I quote, "Since last Friday's meeting, it's become clear that there is now a definite absolute majority of my colleagues who want this issue resolved with her readmission so that we can collectively put this behind us." So let me get this straight. It was behind them on Friday, but suddenly wasn't behind them on Sunday. And Pesutto now requires another emergency meeting on January 15 so that what was behind them but is no longer behind them can be finally behind them. And if you think that sentence was hard to follow, imagine following John Pesutto's leadership. And then Pesutto wrote this, quote, "I again apologise to Mrs Deeming as we all work together to ensure the Liberal Party succeeds in winning government in November 2026. What did Pesutto mean when he wrote, "I again apologise"? Pesutto has never apologised to Moira Deeming, not even after a court found he had defamed her. And if he is to apologise, well, he should do it in person, rather than in a carefully crafted media statement that has nothing to do with repentance and everything to do with saving his own neck, a fact Moira Deeming herself pointed out yesterday. It's now likely that Liberal MPs will demand their own emergency meeting later this week to replace Pesutto, and not a moment too soon. But could the Victorian Liberals lurch from dire to diabolical? I wouldn't put it past them. This is a political party that's made self-sabotage into an art form. There's talk that some MPs want to install Jess Wilson as leader because, well, she's a woman. Well, she is a woman, but she's also been in Parliament only 3 years, and she was the only Liberal MP to vote yes at the Voice referendum. The last thing Victoria needs is a Liberal Party led by a leader who is Liberal in name only. I mean, they've already got that in Pesutto. With Wilson as leader, the Liberals would probably still lose in 2026, but be far less entertaining than with Pesutto, whose leadership could only be improved by Benny Hill music. On the other hand, if they install Brad Batten, like Dutton, a former police officer, well, if they pick him as leader, then maybe they're in with a chance. As leader, Batten should cancel Dan Andrews' suburban rail loop to nowhere and get cracking on an airport rail line instead. He should support Dutton's nuclear ambitions while lifting Victoria's ban on drilling for gas. He should cancel treaty negotiations, get tough on crime, and repeal that anti-property investment tax. And while he's at it, maybe he could make Moira Deeming his deputy. She's a woman, but more importantly, she has principles and courage, two things the Victorian Liberal Party has been sorely missing under John Pesutto's watch. Do all of that, and Victorians just might have a Merry Christmas after all.